Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and here we have a new trick I came up with to take advantage of the new seasonal hook defense. We are going to be AQ charging into the hook, having the hook pull the AQ into the core of the base. Then we're going to be using the AQ magic mirror with the healer puppet to do an AQ bomb, much like a super minion bomb, and then we're going to recall her back out of the base and continue our AQ charge. So quick overview of the army. Rocket Loon's Yeti for funneling, setting up our AQ charge, setting up the Flame Flinger. And then the Ice Golems are to stall up defenses because we're going to be investing nearly all of our spells initially right off the bat. So we're going to need Ice Golems because Ice Golems are essentially a replacement for spells. So direct targeting, setting up the funnel for the AQ and the Flame Flinger with these Rocket Loons. And notice the Wizard Tower at 12, you can, if there's a Wizard Tower without any other air targeting defenses, it only takes one Rocket Loon. So now dropping in the AQ with some healers and then powering the AQ charge with the Warden using the Rage vial. Got Sneezy to test for traps. Sent this Ice Golem in. Honestly, wouldn't have had to send that Ice Golem in. The nice thing about that Ice Golem, he was able to pull some of these archers that could distract your AQ in the core. And now I'm just waiting for the AQ to get pulled in by the hook. Going to drop an Invis. Popper ability, we got Magic Mirror and Healer Puppet. Magic Mirror for more damage, Healer Puppet to heal the Queen, and notice how the Warden started following the Queen. So one recall is for the Warden and Healers, and the second recall is to pull your AQ back out of the core. So now just placing the invisibility spells where they need to go, trying to take out the hook. You want to get the hook so you don't have to encounter that anymore in the raid, and that might be the most difficult part about this strategy, is trying to lead your AQ around where the hook is with the invisibility spells. So now dropping the AQ with the Warden in behind, Warden Rage vial to support, exactly like what we did before. Ice Golem out in front just to tank for defenses. Big issue with this strat is time failing, so try to be as fast as possible. So now we got BK in to help take some of these defenses, and we have BK also to tank, because we really have no support for the AQ with spells anymore. We don't have an Invis to save her. We just have the Warden Eternal Tome. And we have, notice this Ice Golem with the RC up here at the top left, and that freezes up the Multi-Archer Tower and the Minion Prince, so we can take out the Minion Prince with some Headhunters. Was late on this Eternal Tome, did not save the AQ. And that is what the Eternal Tome is for. The Eternal Tome is when the AQ runs into some problems and you need to save her. Then you just pop the Eternal Tome. Notice this Ice Golem on the Wizard Tower at the top right. Ice Golems really do no damage at all. So an Ice Golem followed by a Wizard, so that the Ice Golem can tank and then the Wizard can kill the outside defense and let the Ice Golem go in towards inner defenses, such as this Ricochet Cannon. Ricochet Cannons are one of the worst defenses to encounter. Because of the second shot, it will kill your Spirit Fox. And notice how we were powering the AQ with the Warden behind. If the Ricochet Cannon is not frozen up by an Ice Golem, the second shot will kill your Warden rather fast. Alright, so here we have another similar base. Notice this is very base specific because it relies on having the hook. Also, it's nice to have a hook that's easily reachable from the outside. So again, AQ, we have the Flame Flinger doing some work over at the right, AQ at the left, sending in an Ice Golem to stop this Ricochet Cannon, like what I was saying before. Because yeah, if a Ricochet Cannon locks onto your AQ, it will skip, second shot does more damage, and will kill your Warden right away. So hook comes for the AQ, drop the Invis, pop the ability, happens to be a red air bomb farm, recall the Warden just to keep him safe. Could have actually maybe let him work on those Wizard Towers just a little bit more. However, you do want to recall him if he starts going in towards your AQ. So recall the AQ, and big mistake here, I did not put a poison on the furnace right away. That's the one thing about this attack strategy too, is when your AQ goes into the core, she has a tendency to pull the CC, and a lot of times everyone's running a furnace because, I mean, AQ charge wasn't difficult enough before Fire Mites, so always poison the Fire Mites because they are one of the biggest one of the biggest killers of AQ charge. Just takes one fire mite on your healers directly to kill all of them. And the thing about this space here, there's really no big channel to walk into for pathing to meet up the king with the AQ and the warden. That's what you always want to do. You want to synergize your heroes as best as you can by having the AQ powered by the Warden Rage vial, and then the BK out in front tanking, and then also using his EQ boots to open up the core for the AQ. So he was able to open up somewhat decently. Now we have another Ice Golem in to distract this monolith for the BK, help him get some more value, some headhunters in. And for a strictly time standpoint, I'm sending my RC from the top left. Normally I would have sent her closer to the AQ, probably by the town hall, but since this is a very time dependent strategy, I'm sending her from the top left. So using Ice Golems again to distract, popping RC ability, outranging some of these defenses. AQ went down, Warden's still working, and this base was very problematic that there was not a big channel to lead the BK in to open up the core towards the town hall. If that would have opened up, then could have used Warden ability on the AQ, use the AQ to take out the town hall. So now just working forward, RC is going to finish out the town hall, and yeah, this strat, heavy spell investment in the beginning, but it is quite the rush because it is a very difficult strat. And notice this hook has very low hit points, so don't send in a test rocket loon and kill the hook before the attack even starts. Notice I'm only using one recall because this is not a deep hook on the outside of this base. It's essentially just walk the AQ up towards the hook, get pulled in. No need for the warden support on this one, so I don't need a recall for the warden. And what I messed up on here was I dropped 5 healers in behind the AQ. I would not have had to put any healers because the AQ was not in any immediate danger. Luckily it works out in this FC, but just be very situational with this attack. AQ was in no danger, so did not need to put those healers. Luckily they survived. And notice all the value that the Archer Queen is getting, specifically these Fire Spitters. Fire Spitters are one of the worst defenses for AQ charges, so if you see a hook, buy some Fire Spitters. That means automatically it's go time. So now recall out the AQ. Just going to set her here on the outside edge, let the healers meet back up with her. Luckily that worked out okay. Both Fire Spitters are gone, symmetrical base, so it doesn't matter which way I put the AQ. Creating a funnel down here at 6. Going to break the AQ into the core here and meet up the AQ and the Warden with the BK, sending in this Ice Golem. Headhunter in here for this enemy RC. EQ boots to open up the core, give access to this town hall. And I have one of the new free spells in the army comp, but honestly I really don't think you need it. I think it would be better with an invisibility spell because it just slows up your RC, and this attack strategy is all about timing, and you already have the freeze from the Ice Golems, and you'll see that shortly. So yeah, AQ is encountering some damage, healers encountering some damage, so Eternal Tome to keep everything safe. Try to get this Giga Poison from the Town Hall down, and that is what the Eternal Tome on the Warden is for in times of desperation. So now RC2 ability, going to try to outrange some of these defenses, and notice some of these Ice Golems stalled up on the outside. So trying to get, and that's another thing about like the Yetis coming out of the clan castle. They can help distract ground defenses for your RC. However, the Yetis are very slow. So I like to run 3 super minions and 1 furnace in the clan castle. And notice how these Ice Golems, they weren't able to chew through the outside defenses fast enough. So the enemy AQ was able to lock onto my RC instead of an Ice Golem. But yeah, that's the funness of the strat. You're going in super heavy spell investment in the beginning, and then doing one heck of an AQ charge throughout the rest of the base. And yeah, it's quite a rush, very difficult, very base situational. So perhaps if you have really good clanmates like I do, let the clanmates 3-star every base and then give this a try. Don't do this if the war is on the line. But definitely give this a go in FCs, it's a lot of fun. So notice again, Ice Golem to stall up this ricochet cannon. This is a very common base. Hopefully you'll run into it in war and you'll do this cool hook recall challenge. So now we're just using this Rage vial, power the AQ again. Walking her towards the hook. Funneling on the opposite side with the flame flinger. Often it's really nice to funnel with the flame flinger. AQ in, invis, ability, rage, more invis. Warden, haven't recalled him yet because he's in no danger right now. Just kind of watching. Warden steps in. He's getting too close. Go ahead, recall him. Recall the AQ. Got some healers that we missed. Fire mites coming out of the CC. Poison those fire mites. And you could actually just drop the poison right on the clan castle if the hook is pulling you within range of the clan castle. Because yeah, as I said before, fire mites are probably the worst defense for an AQ charge. And that is because AQ does not have the same reach as a warden, and she does not jump over walls. So notice how the AQ wraps around the base, and a lot of times she will wrap around and the fire mites will target your healers. She won't stay directly between the enemy clan castle and the healers like a warden will. So meeting up the BK with the AQ and warden again, Ice Golem out in front, sending in a wall breaker. Trying to direct target this fire spitter, because fire spitters are literally probably the worst defense for an AQ charge. Again, with the AQ's limited reach, the healers are closer to the AQ, meaning that they are closer to the fire spitter and often line up with the fire spitter. Ice Golem up here to distract this ricochet cannon. A few headhunters to come in, kill this minion prince. And this army, the Ice Golems, it's all about distraction. Surgical Ice Golems. I call this strategy Smiley Swag Killer because the Ice Golems replace so many spell space that a lot of times you can swag up to 7 spells, no problem. So just finishing off these last single target Infernos. Got a few spells left over on this one. However, this is a very easy base. Alright, so War Attack. This is my mini account. Recently turned Town Hall 17. And notice the hook in the center. Again, setting up the Flame Flinger with some rocket loons. Have to drop an extra rocket loon here over by the Minion Prince. Minion Prince, also one of the worst defenses in the game. You'll see that shortly. AQ down. I was going to use this one bowler to skip across these gold collectors. However, this rocket loon was able to take out both of them. And I sent in 2 headhunters just to kill this enemy Archer Queen right away so that she didn't wrap around and lead my AQ to the left. So now I'm creating pathing in towards this monolith compartment. I got Frosty on this one because my Sneezy is upgrading. So now just getting ready for the hook. And notice all these defenses right around the hook. So Frosty just died. Hook was actually focused on Frosty. And notice the AQ is about to encounter some damage. AQ gets hooked in. Go to ability, and I had the wrong equipment. I was supposed to have healer puppets to keep my AQ healthy, but I had Giant selected on my mini. So now just invising. Notice the entire core is just completely wrecked. Recall out the AQ. Her job's done. We got witches coming out of the clan castle, but we have a Valkyrie to handle the skeletons. Drop the AQ far back in the corner so she has a chance to heal up. Warden in behind her with the healers again. Ice Golem out in front to tank. And notice this Minion Prince. This Minion Prince is absolutely wrecking my BK. I drop in a Headhunter. Multi-Inferno Tower targets the Headhunter, kills the Headhunter. And here I'm looking at the rest of the raid trying to figure out where to go with my RC. However, this Minion Prince is still alive and he actually forces the Warden to go to Eternal Tome. And that right there wrecked this entire raid. Like, that's how big of a rush this strat is. Like, everything has to go pretty much perfect. You have to be on the ball. So sending in the Skelly to try to tank for the RC. But as you can see over here at the left, I have the enemy BK and a Ricochet cannon. So if my Warden hadn't went to early ability, my AQ could have dealt with the BK and the Ricochet cannon. So quick recap, this is absolutely the most intense strat in the game right now, and it's highly base dependent. You need the hook, and you need to AQ charge opposite of Fire Spitters. Thanks for watching, have a great time, and see you next time. Bye.